Hello, art people. Let's talk about communication cards. So, in this classroom, we don't actually raise our hand if we need something unless we're in the waiting room. But if we're in the studio area, which is the normal area, the area with the gray tables that we do our artwork, that's the studio area, which is where we're at most of the time. If we're at our studio area, we actually have something that we use to get the teacher's attention besides raising our hands. So, you are sitting at a corner of your art table, and at your corner, there is a table leg underneath it. And on that table leg, there is a binder clip that is hot glued onto the leg of the table. And there are two things hanging from this, or probably should be like this. Okay. And the first one is a clothespin. And the second one is your communication card. So you can go ahead and get your communication cards, unhook it from the little binder clip, and put them on the table so we can talk about them together. And you can have your little clothespin up here too if you want, or you can let it hang. Okay, so these are in a different order on each table. For each person. So if yours are not in the same order as mine, that's okay. So these are all the different things that you might need in art class. So instead of raising your hand when you need something, you'll find the card that matches what you need, and you'll flip it to that card and put it on your feelings check-in spot there. Okay, so let's go over these so that you know which cards are there. So there is a green card. You can just ignore that one. It just says I'm engaged in my mission. But if you're working on your mission, you don't need anything, you can actually just keep it hooked on the clip, on the binder clip, on your table leg. So this stays on your table leg unless you need something. Okay. There's a yellow card in your stack that says, will you please check my work? That is if you are worried that you are not completing the project correctly and you want me to come look at it, or if you're just really proud of your work and you're excited for me to see it. Okay, so you would flip it to that card and put it on your feelings check-in. There is another card in here that says, will you please help me? This is the red one. The red one is if you need something that there's not a card for. There's probably a card for everything that you need, but just in case, we have this red one. So if there's something that there's not a card for, but you need me, you go like this, and I'll come up to you and I'll say, how can I help you? And you'll tell me how I can help you. Okay. There's a blue card. It says, I've completed my mission and I'm doing my bonus activity. There's actually two blue cards. There's one with a cup of water and one without. The one without just means that you have finished what I've told you to do, and you are working on your early finisher activity. Okay. There's also a card that has a broken pencil on it. It's another yellow card, so there's two yellow cards. This is the other yellow card. It has a broken pencil, and this is, may I please have a sharp pencil? If I see this, then I will, oh, and you'll also want to put your broken pencil on it as well. That way I can come up and I can take the broken pencil and give you a sharp pencil. And then, since you won't need me anymore at that point, you can just hang it back on your table leg. Anytime that I have completed helping you and have answered you for what you needed with your card, you just put it back on your table leg. You only need to have your cards out if you need something. Okay. Or if you've finished early and you're just letting me know, like, I'm done early. Okay. Now there's another blue card. A lot of kids got confused about this last year. This is not for drinking water. This is not asking, can I go get some drinking water? So you're only in art class for 50 minutes, so we don't need to take a break to go get a drink of water at the water fountain. That will just take too much time. Now, that being said, you're welcome to bring your water bottles to class. I know you guys all have water bottles in your classrooms. I don't mind if you bring them to art class, as long as it's cool with your teacher. You can totally bring those, and you could leave them in your waiting room seat, or you can keep it with you at your desk. It doesn't matter to me, but we're not leaving the room to go get a drink of water. That's silly. So because it's only 50 minutes. So if you're a little thirsty, you can be a little thirsty for 50 minutes, or you can just bring your water bottle if you're worried about that. This actually says, may I please have some clean paint water? So I'll only see these cards when we're painting and you have cleaned your brush in the water and the water is so dirty that you can't even see through it at all. I'm not gonna get you fresh paint water every time you clean out your brush, but if it's to the point where you're cleaning out your brush and it just never gets clean, it's just like a muddy color, then put this card like this, and that tells me to come take your dirty cup of water and give you a fresh cup of water. If you're a little older, I'll probably just go like this. And that just means like, yeah, go ahead and switch out your water. Also, if you're an older kid and you have this, you might see me just be like, and that means yeah, go ahead and switch out your pencil. So you can do some things on your own if you're an older kid. Okay. And then this card, we didn't really talk about a lot last year, even though they are on your rings of cards, communication cards. This is, may I please have a helper packet? So there's 3 different types of helper packets. So helper packets are just what they sound like. That's some papers that will help you with the project. So this is a good time. You would need to use your clothespin for this because I wouldn't know which type of helper packet that you want. There's a few different kinds. So there's this top one that says pre-drawn elements. So this is for if the lesson is a little too hard for you and you're really frustrated. You've tried drawing what I've asked you to draw. So for instance, I'm just going to use this gnome lesson as an example. If I have you draw a gnome or something and that is really hard for you, you can say, can I please have this helper packet here? And I will bring you this packet and it's all pre-drawn. So you would just be able to watch the video during that time while I'm showing you how to draw something. Okay, and then it will probably have more than one drawn thing on it. Also in this pre-drawn elements packet, there will also probably be a flow map as well. So this will be something that you can kind of follow along and it will help you figure out what step we're on, and that's just something to guide you and help you. Okay, another thing that might be in your helper packet is if there was an anchor chart for the lesson, such as this, it would be your personal copy of the anchor chart, because you might need to see something like this. So those are all things, if you need a helper packet, you can ask for that. Okay, and then the next one, it says Espanol. So this is for if you are an EL student and you are having trouble understanding my instructions. And if you ask for this one by putting the clip on here, I'll bring you this. So I have a word bank for every single lesson, and you would also get a flow map as well. And then the last type of helper packet, it says math and reading challenges. So this is if you finish early and you need more of a challenge than just the normal early finisher work. Or if you just if you need something to make it harder. So this, for example, is just another example. So here's a little challenge that goes with the lesson. So for instance, for this chalk pastel gnome lesson, I have a whole segment here about chalk pastel for reading challenge. And I also have a math challenge that goes along with it and a art challenge that goes along with it. So this is if you want something hard to do and you've already finished early, or yeah. Okay, so and then the last one, the last communication card is the rainbow one, and this is where you definitely need the paper clip as well. This is if you need a color of something and it's not already at your table or it's empty. So for instance, if you're using paint and the yellow paint at your table is empty, you would put the clip on yellow and then again put the card on the feelings check in. That's where I'm going to be looking for cards. If it's right here, I'm not going to see it, because I always just check all the feelings cards just throughout the class to see who needs me. That's where I'm going to be looking. So that's where you'll need to put it. I'm not going to be like staring at your art the whole time, or I'm not going to look at the table leg the whole time. I'm not going to look in the middle of the table. That's where I'm going to be looking. So that's where you'll want to put it. Another color that you might need help with is a colored pencil color. So there's going to be some colored pencils for certain lessons. And if, for instance, let's say you need a green colored pencil and all of the green colored pencils are broken and you can't use any of the green colored pencils, then you would ask for a green. And then I would come and I'd take all the dull green colored pencils and put sharp ones in. So, but don't ask for a color unless there's really none at your table. Or if another student, like let's say you want green and there's only one sharp green, but somebody else at your table is using it, you don't have to wait for them to be done. You can put your clip on green and I will bring you one. Okay. So I want there to be like enough sharp pencils for everybody to use one. If they need to use it at the same time, then that's fine. So, I'm trying to think. Oh, also like chalk pastels, oil pastels. This is for literally anything that's color. Crayons. If I'm completely out of a specific color of any color art supplies, tissue paper, felt, fabric, you can use this to order more. So you can kind of think of this as like an order form. Like if you're making an order on Amazon or something, this is how you can like order more purple of whatever art supplies we're using. You can order fresh paint water if we're using paint. Order a fresh pencil, like an exchange for the pencil. I'd have to take your dull pencil though. So you'd have to turn it in for me. You have to return the dull one so I can give you a sharp one. So you can kind of think of it like an order form as well. And then remember, anytime you're not using this, it needs to be hanging on your table or hanging on the leg of your table from the clip like this. All right. All right. That's all. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one.